Yo, Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Nate C, you heard? And got a new video for you guys. Let's go into my New Year's Eve set and kind of show you some things. So for the past several years, I have had a residency for New Year's Eve, and this year, switching it up. So with that is you get like the newness of things, but you also get new problems. So we're gonna go into that, show you kind of what we had for setup, how the party went, and we'll talk about what went wrong after the video. So appreciate you being here, and let's get into it. What up? It is New Year's Eve, right? Day before New Year's Eve. I'm playing here at the AC Hotel for the first time, and I'm loading in. Everything's a little bit different. I'm used to playing a couple different spots on New Year's Eve, but switching it up this year, and I'm excited about it. So I'm gonna go in here. I got stuff. I went in and checked the space already and kind of figured out what I needed. We're adding some wireless DMX, so we want to wirelessly transmit our sound from our controller to the sound that's already set up in the building. And then I'm gonna add some speakers to it and add in some lighting. They already got some decks up there. They have a 900 Nexus 2 and 2 CDJ 3000. So I'm grateful to play on that. I play on that here all the time, and they're leaving that for me here. So grateful for that. Already used to the setup, so I'm good there. But I have uplighting, and I also have some movers, but I don't know that they'll fit. So I just kind of got to get the stuff up here, see what I'm working with, see what's going to fit, what's not going to fit. There's 4 different music acts here. There's 2 different DJs, 2 different bands. Of course, I've got enough sound to you know what I'm saying? I can handle the crowd, but with everything going on in all these different spaces, I don't want to overpower the space that I have. So that's the dilemma that we're working with, and we're gonna figure it out. Anyway, let's go inside and let's get the stuff inside and get it set up and see what we're working with. Sven, I'm loading in for tomorrow.
Where?
Juniper?
Oh, you're doing the DJ Juniper?
Yeah, for New Year's Eve. Yeah.
We went to a party the other day.
Uh-oh, which one?
So fun. It was for Trueline? No.
Trueline, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the one at Zen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm Nate.
Well, maybe we'll see you there, Cassie.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so I did not have a setup video because when I got here, I kind of freaked out a little bit, and let me show you why. So this space I'm working with, right? So it's not a big space. All right, you feel me? It's not, and like the ceilings are kind of low. They got all this really cool decorations. So and so my dance floor is pretty much this straight line and a little bit of like out here by the bar. So my initial plan was to put the QSC stack right here on either side, but I couldn't do that over here because I have a table over here people might use. And so I was like, well, I was not going to do the podiums with the lights, because honestly, I'm gonna have to turn these down a little bit. These are the SR hybrids. The big boys, they get really bright, right? So I was going to leave the hybrids in the truck. I was not going to bring them out. I was going to put out 12 uplights around the room. The problem with this room is there's a lot of glass, and so the uplights bounce off of hard surfaces, white walls, even black walls better than they do glass. So I was worried that I wouldn't have a good enough effect. So I decided to instead of, because my other option was I was going to put a Evolve 50 on either side. I hate. I don't hate them. I just don't like them enough to bring them out all the time. So I brought out the Evolve 50s anyway, but I was like, if I have to get on the mic, which I am going to on New Year's Eve, countdown, I'm counting down every, I'm talking to the people. As soon as I get on the mic on the Evolve 50s, it does not sound great at all. And as a DJ, you only as good as you sound, okay? Also, these people have other places they could go. They could go, and there's another big room. We'll go in there in a second. There's going to be a band in there. Downstairs, there's going to be a band and another DJ. So it's not a competition, but I'm competing. All right. I want people to be with me when the ball drop. Pause.
I'm glad you said something.
I'm a timeout.
Anyway, so I put my Evolve 50s right here. All right. Since this is going to be like more of a dance floor area, I put them here to get some more sound. I'm still hooked into the house sound. House sound here is all right. So I'm not gonna be able to turn the house sound up a lot. So I'm relying on my speakers. So you got your two Evolve 50s right here. The input for the house sound is back here. So I got my Shure microphone receiver back here. The transmitter is over here. I got my two podiums, my two movers right here beside me. And then off to the side right here, I have my KS 118 and 12.2 because I like it. I like for it to be knocking. So, and with the Evolve 50s, I don't have that. So, and I would rather have that over there, be able to turn it up. It's on its own thing. Everything else is on one channel. That right there is on its own thing. All right, it's on the booth. Everything else is on the master. So, when I need to turn it up, if I got people in here, I need to turn it up, I'm going to that right there. But we're gonna come back in the morning. We might just come back here tomorrow. And tomorrow night around about 7, the doors are at 8:30, so we're probably gonna come back in at about 7. Make sure everything's straight. Got my lights over here charging. Make sure everything's straight, and have some fun.
I feel like busting loose, red bottoms on shoes. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I wanna take my clothes off. Get naked, shake it, bring mama and she can walk it.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end.
Wanna go all, wanna have fun. It's your sky. Wanna be good and show me how it's done. Look so pretty like the sun. I can watch forever while you shine on everyone.
So if you could tell, I had an awesome time. It was great. It was, it was still coming from doing something familiar for several years, and then going into something new. You got the, I don't want to say nerves, but you just want to do a good job, and that's how I felt. And I just wanted to do a good job. I wanted to know that. I wanted to know that I could still, just put me in an unfamiliar situation and I'm good. And that's kind of how I treat every gig, every night, honestly. Like, because every night is different. And I want to go into the night like, I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever happens, I want to do a good job. So I think I accomplished that. So one thing that went wrong on New Year's Eve is those moving lights, the moving heads. All right. They are the Chauvet 140 SR hybrids. All right. So they're one of the top lights. And they're bright, they do a lot, but they also take a lot of power. So I've had trouble when I'm using them, making sure that I got enough power to push them. Because a lot of times when I use them, I'm using them with 2 QSC subs, 2 QSC tops. And I'm looking at my Furman power conditioner and it's telling me like, hey, instead of 120 volts that you were supposed to be getting, you're down to 112, you're down to 111. And next thing you know, I'll trip a surge protector or something like that, or trip a breaker. And I've done that before. So I've had to like reset my surge protectors and just turn the lights off, just to make sure I got enough power to push the audio. So I saw that coming after I set up those lights. I set up the lights, I turned on everything. I didn't even have any music playing. And instead of the 120 volts I was supposed to get, I was getting 112, and I didn't have anything playing. The lights were plugged in, but they weren't even shining, they weren't moving or anything. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be a problem. So the next day before we got started, I brought in a 100-foot cable that I initially invested in from a wedding. I did a wedding ceremony outside with a generator, and I wanted the generator as far away from me as possible, as far away from the ceremony as possible. So I set it up 100 feet away, and then to get to the power, I needed a 100-foot cable. So that's what I did. So I still have that cable. Turned out to be a great investment because I used that to hook the moving lights up on a totally different outlet, which turned out to be a totally different circuit. Back behind me, there was a room behind me that wasn't being used on New Year's Eve. So I used the 100-foot line to go from the lights to a whole nother outlet. And that left me with enough juice for the lights by themselves and for everything important. So all the mixer and the decks and my sound, and then my up lights were wireless, and so I was good there. But that was an issue that I had that we ended up fixing, and I feel like the vibe was popping in there that night, man. One of the jokes that I have, if you follow me on social media, at Nate C. You heard, but if you follow me on social media for a number of years, you know that one of my jokes is that at the end of the night, somebody got to clean this up. And I will say that at the end of the night, people were looking around like this place is trashed. And I'm thinking in my head, somebody got to clean this shit up. So I broke everything down. I packed everything. I broke everything down at the end of the night, but I didn't pick it up for 2 more days. So on January 2, I went to go pick my stuff up, and the managers of the venue were meeting with a cleaning crew, and they were laying out what they needed done. They were like, well, downstairs we need this, down in this room we need this, but up here, where I was, up here we need all hands on deck. And I was like, damn, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because this is evidence of the fun that we had on New Year's Eve. And so I'm glad and grateful for everybody that came and partied with me on 2025. And I will also, I was going to say this, I forgot. The Evolve 50s that I set up in the middle, right in front of the bar, horrible idea. They got drinks spilled all over them, and I have yet to check them out. I am very scared. Hope they work. We will probably do another video on cleaning them, and just fingers crossed they still work. But what you saw me do with the Evolve 50s, don't do that. Anyway, it was a great time. We had a time. We had a time that night. Anyway, appreciate you. If you made it this far in the video, I don't know what you're doing, but I appreciate you being here. All right. Why don't you follow me on social media at Nate C. You heard. I'll put it somewhere right here. All right. And I'll see you next time. All right. If you want whatever you want from me, man. If you want to hear, you want more DJ stuff, you want more mobile DJ stuff, production stuff, dad stuff, leave it in the comments. Let me know. And once again, appreciate you being here. Happy 2025. I wish the best for you and yours. See you next time. We out of here. You heard?